Hey guys, welcome to my channel again. In this video we're diving into a different type of problem. We're going to use lots of exponents to solve this specific problem. So take a few seconds to read it and see if you can identify the things that you know and the thing that you're looking for or that you're trying to search. Okay, so hopefully you read it. And in this particular problem, we're talking about a rectangular prism. And not just a rectangular prism, but at the end, if you read the question, it says that we're looking for the volume. By this time, you should know that the volume of a rectangular prism is found by multiplying the length times the width times the height. So if the volume is what we're looking for, what can we do in order to find it? That's a question that you need to ask yourself. Well, yes, we need the length, the width, and the height. Are those things provided for us? They actually are. This is the width, this is the length, and this is the height. So I'm going to multiply each of them. I'm going to substitute 3x to the power of 4 for the width, and that is 3x to the power of 4. My length is 1/3 times x squared, and my height is 3y to the power of 3. So when I multiply all of this, it will be 1/3 times 3, that's 1. 1 times 3 is 3. X to the power of 2 times x to the power of 4. We know that if I'm multiplying exponents that have the same base, that allows me to add them. So that's actually x to the power of 6. And there is nothing that I can multiply this y to the power of 3 with, because there are no other y's. So I will just be left with y to the power of 3. Do not forget your units. Your units is cubic meters. Cubic meters. So that is the answer for this problem. What I will ask you to do now is that you pause the video and that you go over these two problems, do them on your own, see if you can get them, and I'll give you the answers right now. Okay, so hopefully you pause the video. Here are the answers for those two problems. There you go. So pause the video if you need to check your mistake. Something that I will tell you to do is don't just write down the answers. Try to understand why you got it correct or why you got it incorrect, and make sure you fix those mistakes. Okay. With that being said, let's jump into the last problem that we will review. And it's this problem over here. It says if A is equal to 3x to the power of 3 plus 5 and b is equal to 4x minus 1, what is the value of 3 times b minus 2a? This is, I think, a fun problem to do because I'm substituting and I'm trying to figure out this puzzle. So think of this as a puzzle, okay? Now this 3 is multiplying everything that is b. Well, what is b? That's a question. What is b? Well, b is for x minus 1. So I'm going to substitute for x minus 1 here. And I'm going to subtract that by 2 times whatever is a. Well, what is the value of a? The value of a is 3x to the power of 3 plus 5. We know that whenever you have a number next to a parenthesis, you have to distribute that. So I'm going to distribute 3 times 4x, that is 12x, minus 3, because 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, and then I also have to distribute that negative 2. Negative 2 times 3, that's negative 6, x to the power of 3 minus 10. Well, now that I'm here, I need to combine like terms. That will be my last step. I need to combine like terms. So in this case, I have negative 6x to the power of 3. There's nothing else like this. There's not another term that has an x being raised to the third power. So that is the only term that I have here. I'm going to write that down. 12x, there's no other term that has an x to the first power. So I'm going to write that down next. And well, these are my like terms. Negative 3 minus 10, negative 3 minus 10, that's negative 13. Now, a few things that I want you to notice is that my answer is written in standard form. If your answer is not written in standard form, then your answer is not complete. So make sure that at the end, you check your answer. Take a few minutes to do this problem and do this one too. For this one, you will need somebody to check your answer. So two things: the problem that you describe makes sense, or the problem that you created makes sense, and the problem is solved correctly. So make sure that you get a peer to check this for you after you are finished. If you have any questions, for some of you, I will be in class. For those who I do not teach, you can ask your teacher when you get to him or her.